Guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new, then welcome to this channel. Well, today we are going to build the logical part of this project. In the previous project, we actually worked on this layout of this project, something like this. We actually divided this window into two frames. One is frame line and the second one is frame body. So here we have an icon here. For that, we actually used pillow. So using that pillow and using this image TKN image, we loaded this image and configured this icon. And later we created a label for alarm, and we created 4 more labels showing that hours, minutes, seconds and periods. And we also created the combo boxes for hours, minutes and seconds and periods. And we also created this activate button. Right now, if the user sets that time, at the time we have to play a song, right? A song or any alarm tone that we have. So for now, let's focus on how to load that song. And yeah, the layout that we built yesterday is something like this, right? Something like this. That's actually a demo project, and this is the actual one that we built yesterday. And if you set the time, at the time it must load that song and it have to play at the time, right? So first, let us focus on how to load that song into this interface using Tkinter. Okay, this is just for our understanding, guys. I'm just creating a new file so that we can understand the logic of that mixer, because we are going to load that song. We are going to work on completely about that date time and all those things using this mixer and date time modules. And yeah, there is a module called thread. I'll let you know. I'll explain you all of them. After working on that particular thing, we will separate that code and we will paste that code here. And yeah, we will run and make changes according to this project and we'll work on it. Okay, so let's create a new file called demo.py. And yeah, here we have a new file. First, let us learn how to load a music or how to load any audio file into this thing. Okay, so first, in order to load any audio file, we are going to use a module called mixer, which is actually from pygame. If you guys don't have pygame, just go to the command and just give pip install pygame. Okay, so for now, from pygame, import mixer. And let us also import those Tkinter modules, and let's create a basic window. I'm not going to waste time here creating the same things again and again. Let's copy those things from here. So we need Tkinter modules, complete Tkinter modules. So here we need these two things. Just copy these things and just paste it here. And we need just a window so that, you know, we can play the song in the background. And at the time we need a thread which actually runs in the background. So just, I'll let you know what are those things. Just copy this one. We don't need this one. Just remove for now. Just give window.loop. Just give here. Yeah, here we have basic window, and this is not the actual thing that we are actually going to do. Now here we have a mixer, right? This mixer is actually the thing which loads the audio into this project. Okay, so just create method called, just give alarm or sound alarm, and just give here mixer dot music dot load. Here we are going to give the title of that music. For now, I just don't have any audio file here, so let me get those audio files here. Now I got this alarm2.mp3. Just give, this is actually the song, this is just for demo, and once it works for us, we are going to change this tone to alarm music, something like that. So just give alarm2.mp3. Here we actually loading that music, and here in order to play that, there's a method called play. So just give mixer.music.play, music.play, and yeah, it will play the music. So sound alarm works this way. In sound alarm, we are actually loading that music using this mixer.music.load, and it will play using this mixer.music.play. All right. And now let us see whether it is playing the music or not. So let's give mixer.init here. And these things must be inside this main loop. And yeah, let's run this one and check whether this mixer is working or not. So just give sound alarm, because in order to run this mixer, we need this alarm. So just call this function. And yeah, let's see. So in this way, this mixer exactly works. If I try to explain it here in this big code, it's not that easy to understand for you guys. So if I separate the code for you and explain the logic of that, and if I merge this code, then it might be easy for you to understand. So I just want you to understand how this mixer exactly works. I hope you guys understood. So what we did actually is here, in order to load a song, for building this alarm project, we need a music. So in order to load that music, we need a module. So that module is actually a mixer, which is inbuilt module in Tkinter, which is actually from pygame, where you have to install this pygame. So just do pip install pygame, and from pygame just import this mixer, and you just have to give mixer.music.load. Just give this song name or the audio file name and even type. It'll work for WAV as well. And just mixer.music.play, it will play the music. Here we are actually loading it, and here we are actually playing it. In order to make it run for us, we have to initialize that mixer. So just initialize it and just play it, and if you run this one, it's gonna play the music. I hope you guys understood how this mixer exactly works. We are actually done with this mixer, and now what we need is, when it comes to this alarm, here the user is actually giving some time. For example, 5, this will be 0, and this will be 0, and this will be AM. And here, if the user gives activate, if the user clicks on this activate, from there the alarm starts running. But this time is not actually matching the current time. The current time is, for example, 11. It's 11 p.m. and the user gave the alarm at 5 p.m. So the alarm must run in the background until the 5 a.m., right? So what are we going to do is, for that, we need something that must help this project or help this process to run in the background, right? So for that, there is a concept called thread. Thread is the thing which actually runs in the background. Like for example, if I click this activate button, it will run in the background, and yet the interpreter will not stop working over there. It will run the remaining instructions that we have. Thread is the one which works like that. The best example is this window.main loop. It is actually something like a thread. If you run this window.main loop, what's actually going on over there is, though this instruction is running, and if you create a new labels or whatever the new widgets or whatever the code that you are writing inside this window.main loop, inside the code, it will still, execute them, and at the same time this instruction will get, runs in the background. It is something like a thread. A thread is a thing which helps us to run in the background, and at the same time it will execute the remaining instructions inside the function or inside the code. Okay, I hope you guys understood what is this thread. So we are going to use thread here, and also we are going to use datetime to get the current date and time. Yeah, we'll get the date and time from the user, and we'll get the time input from the user, because the user want to set some time, so we need that input as well. From where we are going to get? From these labels we are going to get. From this combo box we are going to get those inputs. And yeah, we'll just check whether that current time and the time that user gave are equal or not. If both are matching, then we'll just, play that song that we have. Okay. So now let's work on the logic of this date time. Okay. So what I said, we need the current time and we need the time that is actually getting from the user, right? For example, let's just imagine that user is not giving any input. Let's just work as a developers, and let's just imagine to just check whether it's working or not. Okay. So just import datetime here. So from datetime, import datetime. Let's just create one more function. Let's just give alarm. Just give while true, because we need to run this endlessly. So just give true while true. let's just create a variable control equal to 1. I'll let you know why. Control equal to 1, and yeah, we need hour, minute, second, and period, right? From the user, hour, minute, second, and period from the user. Let's just imagine we are the users, and let's just give alarm hour equal to, for example, now the time is 11. Alarm minute is, for example, 0, and alarm second is also 0. Let's give 0. It's like 11 a.m., something like that. So just give alarm period equal to am dot upper. So it will just change the string to upper cases, and yeah, here we have the control variable, which is 1, and I'll let you know why this control is 1. And we have alarm hour, minute, second, and we have period. Now this is the time that we have. For example, user gave 11 a.m. as the time. This is just a demo, okay? Not exactly 11. And now let's get the current date and time. Just create a variable called now and just give the time.now, which actually loads current date and time. If you observe the previous projects, the first project in Tkinter, which is digital clock, where the datetime module plays a really key role. If you want to learn about this datetime more, then just go to that digital clock project. I'll leave the link in the description and just go there. Just go to Python projects playlist, and yeah, just learn from there if you want to know more about datetime. From here, we'll get the current date and time. But we need the hour, minute, second, period, right? So let's just extract them from this date time. So just give hour equal to now dot strf time. For hour, just give percentage I. For minute equal to now dot strf time. For minute, just give percentage capital M. For seconds, this will be the second. Just give percentage S, capital S. And for period, just give here period, and this will be the small p. Okay, now we actually extracted from this datetime.now. This is the time that user gave, for example, and this is the current date and time. Now what are we going to do? If the time that he set as alarm is equal to the current time, then at the time we are going to play this music, right? Play this music or play that alarm audio. Okay, this control equal to 1 is the value. Here we have activate button, right? Once the user gives the time here, and once he clicks on this activate button, we will get this activate button value, and this value is actually 1. If you observe, this value is actually 1. So here we don't have any button. This is just for demo, right? So I just created a variable called control, and I just stored this value as 1. So if control equal to 1, that means if the value is activated, like if the button is activated and if this entire thing is running in the background, what are we going to do is, let me show you. If control equal to 1, okay, if alarm period is equal to, if this period is equal to this period, so just give alarm period equal to period, and if this alarm hour is equal to this hour, so just give if alarm hour equal to alarm is equal to hour, and if this minute is equal to this minute. So just give if alarm minute is equal to minute, and if this second is equal to this second. If alarm second is equal to second, it's just we are just checking whether this time is equal to this time. And now just give print time to take a break. And just play this sound alarm. Okay, this sound alarm. Just give sound alarm. We are just going to play that sound, and once the interpreter come to this sound alarm, it will go there and it will load this mixer using this mixer, and it will play the music. For example, let us imagine the current date and time is 10 a.m. and the user gave the alarm at 5 a.m. Now, how this function reaches from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. What we have to do for that? We have to count each and every second, each and every minute, each and every hour, right? In order to reach from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. so that the alarm can play the music, or the alarm can tell you that it's time to take a break, right? So for that, there is a method called sleep, so that it will, update this method for every second. Just give sleep of 1. It will update for every second. And if you just print control equal to 1, and if you print this control, you will see how the sleep exactly works. Here we have an error because this sleep is actually from time module. So let's just import that time module. So just give from time import sleep. Yeah, now we don't have any errors. And here, instead of the sound alarm, let's just play alarm. And yeah, done. Let me explain you clearly. What we actually did is here, while true, we want this entire loop to run completely and continuously. So just give while true because it runs all the time if the while loop is actually under true condition. So just give control equal to 1. This control I actually got from this activator, this radio button activator. This value is actually 1. So if the user clicks on this activate button, then at the time the value that we get from that button is 1. So if that value is 1, then that means the alarm is now activated. This alarm is, for example, the user gave, the value that user gave from those combo boxes. So let's just imagine this is just for testing. We are just giving here the current values. We are not going to give that in that project. And here we have the current date and time. For example, right now the time is 11:38 a.m. And if you just give 11:39 a.m. and if you run this one, see here it's updating the time and it's gonna play the music at 11:39. Actually the time is 11:39. Let's give 40 here. And if you run this again, see it's gonna update and it will play the music at 11:40. We have to wait until the time reaches from 11:39 to 11:40. And let's just wait until it reaches 11:39 to 40. Once it reaches 11:40, it's gonna play that music. Yes, and it is also showing time to take a break. Right? In this way, this logic exactly works. I hope you guys understood this entire logic. Now we are going to copy this entire thing and we are going to paste it here. Okay, so let's just do it. And also we are going to make some changes here and there because we have to change these values. These things, this entire logic will be same. We are just going to change these values and we are going to use a thread over there. Let's just copy this entire and yeah, let's just paste it here. and paste it over there. Just give under these things. Now we have sound alarm because we didn't actually imported mixer. So just give from pygame import mixer. Alright, and we also have to import those datetime. So from datetime import datetime. Alright, and we also need to import that sleep. So from time import sleep. Right, and I think we don't have any errors from these two functions, right? And now we are going to make some changes here. Now we just have this activate button. Now when we click on this button, it must get activated and it have to work for us, right? So let's just create a function called activate alarm. Okay, so for that, just give activate alarm here. And inside that, we are actually going to use this thread concept. I told you before, thread is a thing that which helps us to run the process in the background, this alarm project in the background. At the same time, it will run the remaining instructions. So just create a thread. Just give p equal to thread. And we'll give target as alarm, that method that we just created. And just give t.start. What's actually happening here is when the user clicks on this activate button, the interpretable goes to this activate alarm. It will load this thread. Here we gave target as alarm, right? Now the interpretable jump to this target equal to alarm, and it's gonna run this entire logic that I explained before. It will play the music when the alarm time comes. So just give command here, activate alarm. Okay, and yeah, now when the user clicks, the value will be written as 1 and the command will be activate alarm, so that the interpretable jumps to this activate alarm. It will load this thread and it will start running this alarm function. Once the music is played, at the time we need a button called deactivate because we are actually creating an event of stopping that music, right? How can we do that is just give deactivate alarm here. And print, this is just for testing, deactivate alarm, deactivated alarm. And yeah, at that time we also get one more value. Like for example, here we are getting value as 1, right? At the same way we are going to get some value. So just give selected.get, and here we are going to stop that music. How? Just give mixer dot music dot stop, and it will stop the music. Okay, we actually forgot one thing. Here we have to give variable equal to selected so that we can get the value from the user. Just give selected. And we also have to create this deactivate button, and that deactivate button will be inside this sound alarm. So let's just create that deactivate button. So this will be rad2. And this will be deactivate. And this will be deactivate alarm. And yeah, and the place will be 187. just give mixer.init here. So here we have the combo box as CR, C minute, C second, right? So just give here. So here we just have CR, C minute, C second, and C period, right? So let's just get them here. These are the things that we gave while testing, right? So just give cr.get for alarm R. So this will be the C minute.get .get, and this will be the C second.get, and this will be C period.get. C period.get, and just give alarm period in string. So just give alarm period. In string, because that's actually a string, and it must be in uppercase because AM PM must be in uppercase. Dot upper. Yeah. Now it will check, and once it checks, it's gonna run the alarm. And here the value must be 2, and here selected dot set to 0. Okay, and let's run this one. Let's check again, and let's just give it's 12, right? So just give it's 12 now. Just give 55 seconds, and it will be PM. Activate, and we'll wait. Yeah, it's working. Deactivated alarm, and we want it to be 0, right? Here instead of control equal to 1, we'll just give selected.get so that it will show you whether it's 1 or 0. Okay, let's rerun this one. It's 12:03 now, so let's just give 12:04. It will be PM and activate, and we'll wait until it reaches 12:04, and let's see. And yeah, if you want, you can even add your alarm music if you want. And yeah, that's all. I hope you guys learned something new and interesting today. Well, when it comes to me, what I actually learned is how to load any audio file into this Tkinter project and how to use it. And I also learned how to use this combo box as well, like how to configure them and how to use them and how to get input. Like it's completely different when it comes to basics. You'll just know what is a combo box and you know how to get those values. But the thing is, when it comes to projects, you will be having real-time examples where you can use this combo box and you can use this labels in a good, interesting way where you can learn something new, which is completely different from basics, and it is really another level. I have to tell this that this is really interesting, and I also learned how do we use the sleep, how do we use this threading, this thread that we have, this one. I actually understood like thread is a thing which actually helps us to run the process in the background, and yeah, this is really interesting, and I also learned how to use that. I also learned how to use this radio buttons in this real-time project, and yeah, this is really interesting and cool. I learned a lot from this. If you guys learned something new from this project, then let me know by comments so that I can see your interest and engagement with this project. That actually motivates me to make more projects for you guys and yeah, help you in understanding every part of the code. So I'll be back with one more interesting project in the next video. If you like the video, then hit that cute little like button. If you're new to this channel, then what are you waiting for? Just go there and tap on that red button so that you'll never miss any update from us. Okay, see you in the next video.